That's the first thing you have to do is invest in yourself and invest in communication. And that's when we decided to go into crypto. And that's when my life changed. From December 2020 to September 2021, we made 1,100%. And that mission was to acquire multiple companies here in Quebec, then sell off the portfolio and leave back to Thailand.
You were making a lot of money traveling the world. You know, it's the end goal of a lot of people, right? Why would you hassle yourself? And I'm removing all of your assets. You start from zero. What do you do tomorrow? I had a meeting with my mentor and his son. And my mentor is a manufacturer of high-end furniture all around the globe. And he started the business from zero. He's an entrepreneur, but he worked on the same business all his life, right? And the way he speaks, Kensley, it's symphony. It's an instrument. Like, it's so perfect. It's just so satisfying to hear. And I told him, I actually asked his son, I said, how do you, because his son also speaks really, really, really well. I said, how do you speak so perfect? He said, because like I actually did a lot of work, 2 years. It's 2 years of
practicing.
Of like putting 2 hours every week. And so yeah, I highly agree with you when you said, self-development.
Yeah, Tate said it well. He says, most of you wants to know how I speak well, but you never recorded yourself. Look at the record and see what mistake you did. Like what misspell you, the way you talk. Have you practiced really on your tone, intonation, all of that? And most of the kids that are looking haven't done that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really important because at a certain like level, you change reality. I've met and I had the chance to talk, hang around, live with people that are, extremely wealthy and they're from families that are wealthy for the last 5 generations in Quebec. And it's a different lifestyle, right? It's the lifestyle that we see on social media and all that stuff, right? And, if you don't practice how to speak like you're supposed to in front of these type of people, you're going to look like a fool, right?
Yeah, not only that, is whatever the product you have, whether you have the best product in the world, okay? And I've said that many, many times to everyone. I've said it on social media when I was 17 years old. I said, even if you have the best product in the world, you're the best. You have something revolutionary, like something that never happened before.
Right.
But you're not able to sell it to someone and to explain that you have the best thing.
Right.
It's worthless. So communication is the best skill you can get. It's not a free, I would say pay for it. Pay to get better in communication. And practice. Because the art of communication afterwards can open you so many doors in sales. And honestly, whatever you do in life, whether you have a business, whether you're in manufacturing, whether you have a personal brand, you're selling something, you're selling a service or you're selling a good, you have to be able to tell to your client that you are the best and to make him understand that very well.
Right.
So communication is the best skill you can get. That's the first thing you have to do is invest in yourself and invest in communication. Then you can go on and do something else.
Right. Yeah. And what did you do exactly to invest in communication?
What I was doing, I was recording myself. And a lot, like probably 3 to 4 hours a day.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just explaining stories. Sometimes I was creating a story. I didn't have anything. I didn't have any experience. I didn't have any good story to tell. So I was inventing a life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was inventing a life, and I was sitting alone in front of my camera or my phone, something like that, and I was just talking. I'm now like 17 years old. Right. I think we were in 2020, somewhere in 2020 when the pandemic started, and we had a friend in Montreal that had a warehouse where he had thousands of masks. Like he had K9, K49, something like KN49,
Right.
and other masks, like basic mask. And my older brother approached him and said, "Can we sell masks for you?" He said, "Yes, of course, I have too much of them." So he said, "I'll sell you like the small mask for 30 cents, the higher quality one for 50 cents, and do your profit margin." So okay. So that was my first experience. My first experience starting cold calling.
Oh, you were cold calling.
Yeah.
So it was B2B.
Yeah. So we had access to thousands of masks, and we needed to sell them. So what we thought first, okay, we're gonna call childcare, we're gonna call school, we're gonna call every governmental institution, prison, all of that. That was my first experience with cold call, and did it very badly.
Oh yeah.
Did it very badly. In the beginning, I was scared of making cold calls, and everyone is scared of making cold calls.
It is scary at first.
Yeah, at first. And I was maybe doing like 10 cold calls a day, which is nothing.
Right. Yeah.
And after a month and a half, after calling childcare, prison, and just being said, like everyone was telling me no, I just stopped. And one of the reasons that was my first business. The reason why it failed is because I didn't have anyone, I didn't have a mentor that would tell me you're doing the right thing or you're doing the wrong thing. So that was my first business failure. And that's when we decided to go into crypto.
Right.
And that's when my life changed.
And how did that happen?
So that happened because, again, my older brother, Lexon, went to the bank, deposited a check, and wanted to buy crypto or something like that. Well, he just went to the bank and request money from the bank, from his own bank account. And the bank said, "Mr. Mathieu, why do you want to retrieve that money?" And they were asking all kind of questions. And it was very hard to get that money out of the bank. Then my brother said, "It's none of your business. If I want to buy drugs, what would you do? It's my money. I can do whatever I want with it." And they got really scared and didn't want to give him his money. It was his money. And the bank didn't want to give him his money.
Right.
And my older brother was really rebellious.
Right.
And
so just to clarify, it was savings that he wanted to pull out.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was savings that he wanted to put out, and the bank didn't let him do it.
Right.
So my brother was already in crypto since 2014. And he didn't know at that time that crypto could go up and go down. He just understood that Bitcoin was a currency that you could use to buy something.
Right.
And he successfully did it. At a certain time, he was able to put out all of his money and buy crypto. So he started buying crypto. The reason why was not to make money. The reason why he started to buy crypto was to have control over his own freedom, over his own financial.
All right.
So he didn't need to ask a question to the guy or to the girl on front desk to get his money.
Right, that's absurd.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first reason why we came into crypto was because we were pissed off at the banks. So now, every time he was making money with boxing, he was putting his money into crypto.
Right.
Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, all of that. And that's like end of 2020.
Right.
In December 23rd, 2020, my brother was saying, "Guys, I'm telling you, they're gonna force you to get vaccinated. They're gonna force you to get vaccinated. They're gonna force you to stay home, and you won't be able to leave the country." And everyone was saying to my brother, "You crazy? They'll never do that." Then it happened. But before that, the only people that listened to my brother was me and my younger brother, Wilkins. We listened to him. We took everything we had. I took like a governmental aid at that time that I couldn't take and put everything in crypto, put myself against the wall, and we left. We left Canada like on 2 days notice. Told my mom, "I'm leaving." And she understood. She said, okay, yes. And so we left Cabo San Lucas, and then we had everything in crypto. And go look at the market from December 20, like let's say January 2021, and the whole year, well, through September 2021, the market went crazy. And at that time, we didn't do the same mistake that with the mass business. We were searching for a mentor before getting into crypto. And we had one mentor, which was called, his name was Camille Stéphane. Camille Stéphane was the owner of the boxing promotion company my brother was boxing for.
Oh, really?
And Camille that was not his main business. Camille had a brokerage firm. He had over 100 brokers at that time working for him, and he was managing $6 or $5 billion for his clients on the stock market. And he taught us everything about investing, like not doing FOMO, FUD, dollar cost average, all those. Not being a gambler when getting to a market, being an investor. Investing is supposed to be boring, not exciting. So it teaches us all of that. So when we went to crypto, we applied the same thing Camille Stéphane was applying to his client. And then from December 2020 to September 2021, we made 1,100%.
In crypto?
Yeah, so we did 11x.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so we did a few $100,000 in crypto. And in 2021, we went to multiple places. So we went first at Cabo San Lucas and Puerto Rico for a training camp with Jean Pascal. I think it was Logan Paul was fighting Floyd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was that card. So we're in Puerto Rico in the same gym as Logan Paul, all these people. And then we went to Miami. Then we went to Thailand. And we stayed in Thailand for a year in a small island called Koh Samui. I was 17 years old. I turned 18 on that island. I was making, I couldn't say per month because it's crypto. The market goes up and down. But I made a few hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto at 17, 18 years old. I was on the top of the world. And then on September 2021, we were going to a restaurant, and the waiter and everyone was talking to us about crypto, how crypto is great, how we should buy this and that crypto and not this one. And there's a quote, a very famous quote from the Rockefellers. They say, when the shoe shiners start to give you advice, it's time to sell. So when everyone is talking about crypto, when your grandparents are calling you and say, what is Bitcoin? Is it Bitcoin good? Can you buy Bitcoin for me? And big media are talking about crypto, it's time to sell. In fact, you're already late. So we start selling crypto in September 2021, and a few months later, crypto went down. That's when Bitcoin went down like to $12,000. Ethereum went down to like $2,000, like very, very low. But we exited before that. And we were tired of the speculation of the market. We wanted to do something else because we were 100% in crypto. We wanted to have like a cash flow, something that could bring us cash flow every month, every day. So on that island, we stayed 11 months on that island. And during that 11 months, I've learned that it was possible to buy businesses with no money. And for 11 months straight, I was just informing myself on it. And on, I forgot when exactly, but on January 2022, we decided to came back to Canada with a mission in mind. And that mission was to acquire multiple companies here in Quebec, then sell off the portfolio and leave back to Thailand. And we did it.
So that's in January 2022 when you decided to come back.
January 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that happen?
What happened exactly?
First of all, what I want to know is why, you were making a lot of money with crypto with your brothers, traveling the world. It's the end goal of a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
It's the dream of a lot of people. Why would you hassle yourself I mean, you mentioned it. You said you wanted to diversify your portfolio.
No, it was not
revenues.
Oh no, actually, it's because, like I told you, I always saw myself super rich, like flying private jets, having mega yachts, having everything, and I knew that crypto, like making a few $100,000 in crypto, was not going to bring me there. There's another vehicle that can bring me there. And that's actually a good question, because I didn't want to retire at 18 years old on a small island called Koh Samui and just lay off over there and make a few $100,000. Nah, that was not me. I want an empire. I'm only 22 years old right now. We're making $24 million in revenue. That's not big, actually. That's not big.
All right.
But we're building an empire. And everything I do over the years is to build an empire, because I want to have something to give my children. So that's what made me leave the islands, because I wanted something bigger. Mm-hmm. And I knew that buying businesses was the best vehicle to bring me to $100 million as fast as humanly possible. And if you look out in the history and you look at like Alexander the Great, one of the biggest world conqueror that ever existed, when he was conquering a place, was he destroying everything? Building up again? No. He was taking the nobles, the people in higher places, and he was bringing them into his team. He was not killing everyone. If he could kill less people, that would be better, because the army will stay there, and he will have people over there to manage the country. So Alexander the Great was doing M&A with countries. That's what he was doing. That's why he became so big. Yeah.
Right. I have a question for you, Kensley. Mm-hmm. Right now, I consider myself a very poor person, right?
Yeah.
And right now, I'm creating and designing a plan that is very specific, mm-hmm. right? And that's why I'm taking my very time to create a plan that I know for sure that I won't, that's going to stick for a while, right? And in my plan, I am going to build a business, and then I'm going to acquire other businesses. Do you consider that a waste of time? Should I not waste my time on building the business because my plan is to build a business, in the cleaning industry to $100K a month, and then go acquire 3 other businesses.
Yeah.
Create the group, automate everything, sell it.
Yeah. What I would say, it's the way you're thinking is the Robert Kiyosaki method. But it depends who you are. I don't know who you are exactly inside. I don't know how big is your fire in your belly. Because I would say that you think starting a business is the easy way, but actually is the hardest way. Buying a business is simpler. It's easier, in fact. It's easier to buy a business. It's easier to buy revenue than create revenue. So I would say, depending on who you are, depending on how fast you want to go, if you have time, if you want to go the hardest way, start your own business. But then it's very hard to get out of the day-to-day. Like one thing that I did with my businesses that helped me a lot was, not as soon, but very fast, I understood I had to fire myself from my own business because I was not qualified. And the richest people I know, what they do, they know what they don't know.
Right.
And they hire people that are just better at them. I'm not good at running a transportation company. When I bought, because I'm in transportation, I bought multiple businesses in transportation here in Quebec. And before I bought my first business, I never saw the interior of a truck.
Right.
I don't know. Today, I don't know how to put gas into one of my truck.
Right.
I know nothing about transportation.
That's actually probably funny for a lot of people. I just imagine, an old person probably watching this and saying, "How is that even possible?" I mean, this, but I have another very important question for you, right? Do you think you would have made the same progress as fast as possible alone and not with your 2 other brothers?
I couldn't tell you. But one thing for sure, it's living with boys is good. Like living with men, it's good because we're competitive. Let's say you wake up, you have to go to the gym, and your friend is sleeping on the couch. He does go to the gym. You see him, and he calls you fat, not in shape. You stand up and you go to the gym. So living with other men is it's good, and that's what who my brother was. Like my brothers, that was their purpose. They were bringing me forward, like pushing me forward, in the same way that you could do this with a friend. Yeah.
All right.
But my brotherhood was extremely important. But I couldn't tell if I was alone. I would surround myself to people who are hungry. Yeah.
Right. And my other questions, my other question that brought that I want to bring up. What if you had to start from zero? What would you do tomorrow? Like if right now I said, Kensley, I'm like, a developer of life, and I'm removing all of your assets, including, and God forbid, your brothers, your team, nothing. You start from zero, back to square one.
No problem.
What do you do tomorrow?
What I do tomorrow? Okay, like tonight, I will identify an industry which I want to go in. I would do the same thing. I would buy a business. So I would look out for an industry that is highly profitable, where the profit margin is high. That means that was a mistake we did in transportation. I want a business that if you have revenue, you're making like, let's say $1 million revenue. After all expenses, you have at least 30% in your pocket. So let's say 300 grand. Let's say the moving industry. That's a good industry. So I would then go on LinkedIn and try to find people that had moving businesses and that have sold their moving businesses and that are between 60 to 75 years old. And I would approach them and tell them, guys, I have a plan. I want to buy multiple moving businesses over the next 5 years. And I need people like you that have experience to come on board with me. I have no money. I have absolutely nothing right now. But what I can give you is a part of my dream. So what I'll do is in a few months, I'll incorporate a company and I'll give you shares of that company in exchange for your time and knowledge. I don't need any money.
Right.
Don't be concerned, sir. We don't need any capital. Adequate method of financing are already planned. I would say that to around 5 to 6 individuals. Once I have the team, I would do the same with my accountants and lawyers because it's important to have good professionals around you. And I will work on a delay fee with them. So I would tell them, I want to work with you. Well, no, that's not true. With the accountants and the accountants and lawyers, I will interview multiple firms. So I will interview all the partners of the big law firms and the big accounting firms I have around my city, and I would interview them. And in a way that I would say, like what I have in mind when I interview people, like accountants and lawyers and bankers, they are lucky if I choose to do business with them. Once I have my team, I leverage my team experience. I'm saying we have 1,000 years of experience in the moving industry. We've done hundreds of deals. And I remember doing that. I was 18 years old. So I would do the same thing over again. Leverage my team experience, build a bigger team, bring accountants and lawyers, and then I'll do the same thing with bankers. Because once you have your team, you have your accountants and lawyers all on board behind you, then you go to a banker and say,
I'm ready for war.
Like we're a group. We have hundreds of years of experience. We've done thousands of deals over many, many years. And we're just starting a new consortium. We want to acquire as much moving companies over the next 5 years. And we're looking for a bank that can support us and follow our rhythm and tempo. and I'm thinking about you. But before that, I have a few questions for you. And blah, 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 blah. I'll do interviews. I've done like over 150 of them. And I would secure a few bankers that believes in my dream, that believes in my project. And then after all of that, I will start cold calling sellers.
Sellers?
Yeah, sellers. So people that own a moving company. And I would start cold calling them day and night and trying to find the motivated seller, someone that has to sell yesterday. I will make him a lowball offer that he would accept.
How soon can I actually start using the business money to live off of it?
As soon as you become owner.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you become owner. As soon as you become owner, you have access to the bank account. And the company is making money. So when I became owner, on June 12th of one of the last transactions we did, $1.1 million every year in profit, 400 grand transferred to the bank, and the rest, I can play with it.
Right.
I can buy watches, I can buy cars.
Like an M8 competition.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. And what's your plan for the future right now, Kensley? Because it makes me very curious. Like, how ambitious are you, right? Right now, you're 22 years old.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, I don't know if you publish this information or if you want to go public, but you're going to move and you're going to go back to Thailand in a couple of days.
Just for fun. It's like a vacation.
Right. Okay. So you're not moving there.
I'm going on vacation there for like 6 months.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you back my question. What are you going to do for the future? What's your plans for the future?
Like, I'm not even excited about my future. Like I said, it's like I said, I always knew that I wanted to become a multi-billionaire. And I know I'm gonna become a multi-millionaire.
Billionaire or millionaire? Billionaire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already a multi-millionaire. I became a multi-millionaire 2 years ago.
Right.
So in the future, now I'm going in Thailand because here it's too cold. Taxes are too high. I'm not interested in that. And I'm going to a warmer place where there's fruits coming out of the trees. And just got a kid, a son. So I don't want him to be raised in the cold place, disgusting place like here. So I'm gonna be there for 6 months. Then I'm going back to I'm going to Africa.
You're going to Africa.
I'm going to Africa.
Right.
I'm gonna do the same thing I've done here, but in Africa.
Right.
Now I have capital, so it's easier. But there's so much big opportunities in Africa. And Middle East and Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, those two.
Do you got a country? Like a specific country?
Probably going to be in South Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah, but I'm going to be moving around a lot.
Right.
In private jet.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's really cool. You know, to be honest, Kensley, you're the first 22-year-old multimillionaire that I met. I met a lot of millionaires.
Yeah, they're all boring.
Billionaires.
Guys, it's very easy to become a millionaire,
Right.
by the way. Because being a millionaire today is not like being a millionaire 50 years ago. 50 years ago, you were a millionaire. It was the equivalence of being worth like $300 million today.
Right.
Today, just an old guy that has an investing account with a bank and has a house is a millionaire. It's not impressive.
Right. Because I said that you were the first 22-year-old multi-millionaire that I know personally.
Yeah.
I know billionaires.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying that the millionaires I know are all boring.
Right.
Yeah,
they're old. They're
old. They're very old. It's not impressive at all. Right. I've spoke to people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and their grandfather was impressive. Not them. Not at all. They're nothing compared to me. I sound bragging, but I really feel that way.
Right.
That's why I really feel that I can take over the world.
100%.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I think you inspired me, inspired probably a lot of people. I think your personal brand is going to be very crucial. Especially, I think you got a lot of things to say and a lot of things to teach.
Yeah.
And a lot of things to show, to inspire people. And yeah, like, you know, just like you said, a couple of hours ago, I was talking with a friend right here just before we came here. And, you know, he was talking about his business and everything. And I told him, honestly, Nathan, if you want to get rich now. And that's my biggest problem right now is time. It's time. My biggest fear is wasting time. Because like I was going to say, Kensley, if you buy your first supercar or if you finally reach financial stability and financial freedom when you can't even get an erection anymore, it's too late.
Yeah,
it's really
nothing.
too late.
Yeah,
it's for me, I'd rather just stay broke and live a down life than become rich when I'm fucking old, right? For me, it's worth nothing. Right?
Yeah, I know some people that are being like multi-millionaire in countries like Canada. What are you doing there? What are you doing there? It's cold.
All right.
It's cold. The taxes are crazy.
Yeah.
But I find that most multi-millionaire and billionaire that I spoke with here in Canada are just all like Biden voters.
Pardon?
Biden voters.
What does that mean?
And people that vote for Biden.
Oh,
Yeah.
Biden voters.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So they're probably brain dead people.
Yeah, they're branded people and their wife is controlling, like their wife is a male alpha.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't support that.
I don't support that at all.
Personally, I have no respect for a man that
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
his wife takes him by a leash.
Yeah. And that causes a lot of problem for the kids, for the family.
It creates an imbalance in the family for sure. All right, well, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kensley, for coming.
Pleasure.
You know, it's a pleasure to talk to you. And yeah, thanks for coming.
It was a pleasure.
And thank you, man. Thanks, guys.